You can take your seats, please. I'd like to call this meeting to order of the LPA for June 5th, 2025. Excuse me. Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes? Can I get a second?
I second Howard Brown.
I have a motion by Rick, second by Mr. Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Passes unanimously. Okay. We have a quasi-judicial, yeah. Okay. We have a quasi-judicial item, NPH 1, Parrot Circle Storage, Revised Master Final Site Plan. FKA, CNC Recreational Vehicle, RV, Resort Development, C145-017. Do we have any ex parte? Rick?
No, sir.
And I have none. Okay. Are there any interveners?
There are no interveners.
Thank you. Could all parties that are going to testify stand and be sworn in?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Let the record show that 4 people were sworn in. Okay? All right, Mr. Elam.
Thank you.
Did all the requested information was turned in?
The applicant will turn in their affidavit of mailing.
Okay.
My work history is on file with the clerk.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Elam, it's all yours.
Thank you, members of the LPA. For the record, I'm Brian Elam, Principal Planner with the Growth Management Department. This is a request by HJA Design Studio, LLC, on behalf of Land America 225, LLC, excuse me, for approval of a revised major final site plan to construct a 59,932 square foot, 2-story self-storage facility with a total area of 119,983 square feet and associated infrastructure on approximately 4.5 acres of an 11.1 acre undeveloped parcel. Included with this application is a request for a certificate of public facilities reservation. The subject site is located at 450 Southeast Parrot Circle, generally on the east side of South Cantor Highway, approximately 0.3 miles south of Southeast Pomeroy Street, and directly north of Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill in Stewart. The site was approved on December 26, 2012 as a 57-lot recreational vehicle park. A preserve area management plan was established from previous Cantor Professional Center and Southeast Parrot Circle driveway projects, approved in March of 2008. There are no proposed changes to the existing preserve areas or PAMP with this application. The current zoning on the property is CC Community Commercial District and RS3 Low Density Residential District. The future land use is commercial general and low density. A mandatory rezoning was approved by the board December 6, 2022, rezoning the portion of land with low-density future land use from A1A Agricultural District to RS3 Low-Density Residential District. The entirety of the proposed development is located on the portion of land zoned community commercial. Setback is required from the existing wetland and preserve areas that were previously established. This is the revised final site plan. The building is set back from South Cantor Highway approximately 390 feet and is accessed via Southeast Parrot Circle. The building's primary facade complies with our Article 4, Division 20 commercial design standards, providing 5 elevated parapet locations with accented cornice treatments, decorative lights, awnings, storefront glazing, decorative corbels, and other architectural features. The property fronting South Cantor Highway consists of approximately 2 acres of wetlands, upland preserve, buffers that remain unchanged and managed through the Preserve Area Management Plan. Preserve area continues along the entire northern and eastern property lines and a portion of the southern property line. The development has a gated access to the northern portion. So this is a private driveway here, Southeast Parrot Circle. So all of the property fronting South Canner Highway, approximately 2 acres, is under a PAMP. It wraps around the north, comes all the way down to the southern border, a good portion of it. There's a gated portion here, which allows access into the outdoor storage area and the northern loading areas. Development review staff have found the Land America 225 LLC application to comply with all applicable regulations and the Comprehensive Growth Management Plan as detailed in the staff report. And staff recommends approval of this application. That concludes our presentation.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, do you have any questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
Rick? So they're not asking for anything, this is really, they're not asking for any changes, any variances, any conditions?
No.
No? Okay, that was my question. Okay, if I could have the applicant.
Hello, good evening. My name is Erica Beitler. I'm with HJ Design Studio, and I'm the agent for the applicant, I'm sorry. Thank you for taking the time this evening, and I'm pleased to present the proposed development for a Parrot Circle storage facility. Do I click it, or?
You want me to page?
Oh, am I being, sorry,
I don't
usually.
want to scoot.
All right, you haven't rehearsed this, I can see that. But before the commission meeting, please get your act together.
I will, sorry, long day. I love the commission meetings, they're early in the morning. This is good too. Our project team has diligently worked with staff for the last few years, and we believe that we have addressed every concern that was brought up. And this project represents a strategic use of currently vacant parcel to meet the growing storage needs in the community, while maintaining environmental resources aligning with Martin County long-term land use goals. I'll take you through the site details that Brian has reviewed that. So the site is located off of South Canner Highway between Pomeroy and Salerno and shares access with Charlie's. And you can see it's surrounded by all this single-family development. Yes. As he mentioned, this is a community commercial district as well as a small sliver in the east corner is RS3, which was mandatory rezoned back in 2020, end of the year. So, and it has a low density and a commercial general in the front, fronting South Canner Highway. Yes, sir. This property in total is 11.8 acres, and it has just shy of 4 acres of wetland and 2.68 of upland and wetland combined. As I mentioned, it does share existing access with Charlie's Bar and Grill through easements and is surrounded by residential and vacant land. Here is the detailed site plan. As you can see, Wetland C is that 2-acre wetland and preserve that Brian mentioned earlier, and it wraps around the whole site, hugging us from the adjacent property owners. There is access coming from Canner, and then as you come in, there is a gated community after the lift station area, where it says lift station and sliding gate in that graphic. The proposed building has a footprint of 59,932 square feet. It is 2 stories, and overall it is about 119, almost 120,000 square feet. We have parking for the tenants of this, but also RV parking, outdoor storage areas, well, really just RVs and trailer parking in the rear, in those angle parking toward the north of the site. Sorry, I need to take a breath. I'm 31 weeks pregnant, so I forget that I don't have as much air. We are preserving about 77% of the site in open space, which a lot of it is to the wetlands and the buffers, but also with the stormwater area as well to the south south corner of the building. We are providing the appropriate buffers, setbacks, 10-foot minimum to primary structures, as well as a full native landscape plan. We have drainage that goes to the stormwater retention area that I mentioned. We will have new water and wastewater infrastructure included, and this is ADA compliant parking, sidewalks. As he mentioned earlier, the building height is 30 feet 6 inches within the allowed maximum height, and the building coverage in all is 12%, which is way under the 50% allowed. So,
Michael?
yes, sir. Here's just a more detailed breakdown of, you can see all that's within the open space provided and the building heights. So, just in case you need it to see that. Yes, sir. This is the proposed architecture. It's pretty, modern, and we're tucked away in the wetlands, so it has a more natural color palette, as you can see. This is the front, back, and overall. We're good.
Okay.
Oh, wait, go back one. Can you? Uh-oh.
You want to go back?
Oh, no, sorry. It's the next slide. It's pretty simple in the back, no windows. I mean, it's not too glamorous, but it is a storage facility. Yes, sir. Storage is, a hot topic, but there are a lot of people in this area, and they do have a lot of stuff. And this facility here is going to be air conditioned, secure, and has the ability to not only store the RVs and stuff that you may not be able to store in some of these developments that have requirements, but also a good opportunity for just a new secure area. Yes, sir. And then I just wanted to show the section cut of the front, because there's a lot of building sections. And this is the overall view of what you may see from Canner coming in. But really, where it says loading and to the right is what you'll probably see from Canner as you come into the shared access. So, yes, sir. So, in closing, Parrot Circle is thoughtfully designed with a low-impact, code-compliant development and integrating with the existing surrounding property. We appreciate your continued guidance and feedback, and please here for any questions.
Rick, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
I have just a couple. How many RV parking spaces are there?
Yes, that is a great question. I believe, I don't, if you could pull up the site plan just to specify. I know how many parking spaces there are for the guests. I believe there's 20.
And if you could show me where they're located?
Yes, sir. They're in the back here behind the gated access. So all of these areas that he is referencing in the northern section that's hugging the conservation easements.
Okay, so there's no homes
No, sir.
directly by them. And you said also you have trailer parking, or is that all the same?
Well, it's all the same. I mean, they're all 30 wide, 30 long by 10.
Okay. Do you have an elevator?
Yes, we do have an elevator, I believe.
Okay. If you don't know, how am I supposed to know?
Oh, there,
I'm not the architect, but we can get some, the applicant.
And you're saying there is an elevator, staff?
Yes, sir. It's part of the requirement.
Okay, that's all the questions I have.
Yeah.
I have two request to speak forms. The people who requested, is it for this one?
No,
The next one?
yeah,
Okay,
for, 066.
okay. Do we have any other discussion on this matter? Do I have any other public comment on this matter? Seeing none, back to the board.
Make a motion to approve it?
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. It approves unanimously.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your time, and I hope you have a good night. And thank you, staff.
Okay. We have a second quasi-judicial, NPH2, Driven Brands, Inc., rezoning D066-001. Does anyone have any ex parte communication? Rick?
No, sir.
And neither do I. Okay. Are there any interveners?
No interveners.
Thank you. Can the parties who are going to testify stand and be sworn in?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I see four applicants. I mean, four, what would I call them, Elise?
Witnesses?
Witnesses, thank you. Okay, go for it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A copy of my work history has been filed with the clerk, and there are no interveners. Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Luis Aguilar, Principal Planner for the Growth Management Department. I'm presenting a rezoning application for a property owned by Driven Brands, Inc. Driven Brands, Inc. is requesting a zoning change from PUD Commercial District to General Commercial District. The property is located at the southwest corner of South Canner Highway and Southwest Salerno Road. This is an enlarged aerial of the site. The property is undeveloped. The future land use designation is Commercial General, and the adjacent properties on South Canner Highway are Commercial General as well. The zoning district is Planned Unit Development Commercial through the Canner Square PUD zoning agreement, which was executed on July 1st, 2008. However, nothing was constructed, and the timetable for development has expired. The proposed rezone area is approximately 2.97 acres. There are two standard Category A zoning districts available to implement the commercial general land use policies of the Comprehensive Growth Management Plan, which are Community Commercial District and General Commercial District. Also, NUPUD zoning is an additional option for applicants. And these are the development standards for community commercial and general commercial districts. And over
Go
here,
back for a second, I'm sorry. I didn't-
Sure.
I was in the middle of reading it.
previous. So the main difference will be on the maximum building coverage, maximum height, and minimum open space.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And these are the setbacks for both zoning districts, which are identical. These are the conditions supporting the requested general commercial district. The general commercial district is consistent with the future land use designation, the direct access to South Canner Highway, the adjacent properties with general commercial zoning district designations, and the area of established commercial development on South Canner Highway. Development review staff have found Driven Brands, Inc. rezoning application to comply with all applicable regulations and the Comprehensive Growth Management Plan as detailed in the staff report. This ends my presentation, and the applicant is here to answer any questions you have.
Rick, do you have any questions for staff?
Yeah, just go back to the difference between the first, between commercial general and general commercial and commercial general.
This one?
Yeah. And we're asking for,
The applicant is asking for general commercial.
okay,
That's it, Rick? Okay. and I have none. Could we have the applicant, please?
Hi, good evening. Bill Barbaro, with Bowman Consulting, representing the applicant. So as mentioned, we are looking to zone to the underlying previously approved zoning for general commercial in lieu of the PUD, with the intent of development of the site for one use versus the need for a PUD, which would have multiple establishments. And that's really the main reasoning for the other request, without, instead of going forward with the existing PUD. And really just here to answer any of your questions.
I just want to make sure you turned in your notice, your affidavit and notice to the clerk.
Okay, yep, I
Yep,
apologize.
thank you.
The existing PUD is gone, right?
It's expired.
So the agreement is expired,
Okay.
but the
The zoning's
You
still
have to
there.
speak into the mic.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Apologies.
That's it.
So the zoning stays, but the agreement had expired. So the intent of the previous PUD was for, I believe, my understanding was it was for a drive-through, or potentially two drive-throughs and a car wash, my understanding, on the previous PUD. So the intent now is just to have one establishment there that would fall under qualify for the requested zoning.
Any other questions for the applicant?
Mr. Chairman, may I? And I don't necessarily disagree with the previously approved uses, but there was, the 2008 PUD had a final site plan for a financial institution with drive-through and so forth, a typical bank institution, and then as well as a 7,000 square foot retail building with presumed to be suites for retail uses. So it was consistent with the general commercial land use, the general commercial zoning, and so forth. And there may have been an amendment, but I believe that actually did some changes to the timetable, all of which is expired. Therefore, the purpose of tonight's hearing is, the request is to rezone to general commercial consistent with the underlying land use.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Okay, we'll go to public comment. Thank you. You can sit
Thank
down.
you very much.
Cecilia Cleveland. No, you have to come to the microphone.
My biggest concern when they develop that property is access to the roads, because right now it's so congested. It's going to be really bad trying to get in and out of the driveways for that neighborhood. So I'm hoping they are able to have good access where everyone can get out, because it's a lot of accidents happen there already. And it's going to get 10 times worse if they develop that and they have a lot of business going on. That's my biggest concern.
Anything else? We got another 2 minutes, I would imagine.
Oh,
Minutes and
yeah,
19 seconds.
yeah. Well, it's the last place for all the natural habitat in that front area. And it'll take away the beauty of that area when it's leveled.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Randy Cleveland. You two do know each other, right? Yes. Okay.
All right. Thanks for calling me up. That I have a great interest in this. I've been a resident on Live Oak Lane for 20 years, proud to live in Stewart. And my concern is this is a lot of Greek to me. So the change on the zoning, I think, so they could put a taller building in. So last time they were going to put in a oil change and a car wash. So obvious they're not going to put a car wash in because they're putting one south of the Publix. So what is actually going in there? And the egress and the access can't be on Salerno Road because anybody that goes there knows that everybody pulls out of Publix when we're trying to come home to get to Live Oak Lane. So I'm sure you got that figured out, but my biggest concern is, besides the turtles and the squirrels and the birds, and we have had a small panther in the yard in the past, our piece of property adjoins it. They're just to the east of us, and then our is the farthest property south. The length of our yard in there is about 200 foot. So I know that progress moves on, that's going to be developed, and I'm really good with that. What I'm asking for today is I'd like to have a DOT wall or something similar like they put at Fisherman Village to block the noise. And when they're building, I got a white metal roof on my house. You know, I'm going to ask that they may have to pay to wash the roofs when they're done because all the dust and dirt from across the street and everything, that's all coming in the neighbor's yard. And it's, you know, all over our roofs and in our swimming pools and stuff. But like I say, my biggest concern, I've seen they started years ago, 20 years ago, with using wooden fences like they put up at Publix, and that's a disaster. And then I see these little plastic fences, and I don't feel comfortable with them. And when I go down to the West Palm Beach and stuff, I see they put concrete walls up in between the properties. So that's what I'm asking for is, you know, at least a 10, 12-foot wall. And the other question is, what are they going to build there? Is it going to be more storage, 2 stories, or what?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, anybody else from the public? Seeing none? Back to the board.
My only comment to them would be,
You want to speak in your mic because they won't pick it up then.
we don't know what's going to be built there. I'm sorry. And as far as the wall, that will come to the LDRs, and the LDRs will dictate that. The only thing we can do is either say, yeah, they can have the zoning that's requested, which is almost by right, but we don't control what they're going to put there. That's not part of our consideration.
Mr. Chairman, may I just to add a little bit to that? So the purpose of tonight's hearing is the rezoning, and that allows a variety of uses, which Mr. Aguilar and the applicant have talked about, those commercial uses. The future applications, we're not approving any development on this site this evening. This is the zoning component. The next step would be a final site plan that would potentially, in the future, allow for the development of the site. And all of those matters with respect to traffic, landscape buffering, wetland or upland protection, all of those requirements would be part of that process, as well as any improvements to that west, I believe it is, lot line. And there are typically requirements for 6-foot walls and things of that nature with respect to the buffers adjacent to residential property. So all that would be part of that review. And that, depending on the use in the future, would dictate whether that application comes back to this board or is an administrative approval. But we'll know more in the next few months, I suspect.
You can speak to staff after the meeting, you can't do it during the meeting. You know, I've seen a lot of changes, and I'm sure Rick has seen much more. And so, yeah, we don't like to see development, but unfortunately, people do have a right to buy property and develop it. If the county thought about it, they should have bought the property and turned it into a park. So unfortunately, we can't buy everything and turn everything into a park. So there will be development continuing, especially along Canner Highway. Does anyone else have any questions or any more discussion? Okay, so do we get a motion on this?
I move we approve it.
And we have a second? You second, Mr.
I
President?
second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Passes unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Staff, do you want to talk to us for a second?
Yes, sir. For the record, Paul Schilling, Growth Management Director. So we do have on the agenda, we have an August 7th item.
August 7th.
Yes, sir. I'm not so sure about July,
Oh, okay.
but we could probably presume that the first Thursday would be July 3rd, which,
Well, this is like the June 5th.
yes,
So you have nothing later on in June?
correct.
Okay.
So I'm forecasting into the future, if you will, so. So in August, definitely, and we have a couple things that may come the third week of July.
Okay.
But I would point out that if we do have some things for the next available meeting in June, should something come up, would you all be able to make that meeting?
I would be able to make that meeting. Yes.
Okay.
What would that date be on that?
That's the,
June 17th, June 19th, correct?
yeah, the 17th is a Tuesday, so it'd be the 19th.
Yeah. Yep.
19th, I'm okay.
Now, if you say July 4th,
Which is a
that will, or July 3rd, I will not be available.
Okay. We don't have anything yet for that.
Okay. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. So, seeing nothing else, meeting adjourned.